another big fight. Caleb Plant, David Benavidez. That's March 25th.
Man,
You seem like you torn.
listen, I'm extremely torn about that. Like, I've watched a few interviews about that. I actually watched the Dennis Douglas interview with that, and where Dennis Douglas talked about how he's had rounds, with Caleb Plant. He's had rounds for David Benavidez, and he said something real interesting where a lot of people feel like David Benavidez is the bigger puncher in this fight. But, from him, David Benavidez may not be the bigger puncher. Caleb Plant may be the bigger puncher, as well as Sean Porter has said. Caleb Plant has real power, but David Benavidez's aggressiveness is and that pressure is what could kind of turn the fight for him. I don't know if that pressure is going to get to Caleb Plant, right? I don't think David Benavidez has the tactfulness that somebody like Canelo had that could kind of walk him down and pick the shots. I think Caleb Plant also learned a lot from that, so I could see where Caleb Plant can box him for a long period of time, and then who knows, maybe even catch him with a big shot and get a stoppage later on in the rounds. But then I could also see the other end of where maybe he didn't learn from it, and we just ain't see that because he hasn't had an opponent that has walked him down like that, and then he ended up getting the pressure be too much and he gets stopped.
Shit got really heated in the press conference. Right? Does that make for who does that help? Does it incite Caleb to want to stand there and fight? Does it work for Caleb, as in Benavidez may go in there and gas himself out? Like, who do you feel like it benefits?
You know what? I think the caliber of those two fighters, and I think the style that David Benavidez fighting, he's always fought in that style. So I don't think that he'll gas out. I don't see any of them guys gassing out. They're getting tired because of the level that they're at and their work ethic. But I do see how aggressive David Benavidez is playing into Caleb Plant's hands. We've seen that before, time and time over history. Like, we've seen it with a Sugar Ray Leonard and a Roberto Duran in the first fight, to where you could get in a person's head and they let some of that animosity and the hate and the disgust or the dislike towards the person affect how they fight in the ring. And I think how David Benavidez is showing how he is during these press conferences may play into Caleb Plant's hands in terms of him mentally not being in the right state to fight the correct fight.
Okay. If you had to lay money on the wood, who you going with?
If I had to lay, I'm going with Caleb Plant. Like, I'm a boxer, and I think that's the bias in me. I like the move, I like the slickness, I like all of that. So for me, I'm always favor the boxer over the puncher or the aggressive fighter. And I don't think David Benavidez is solely just a power puncher, because he has some boxing skill set. But I think in this situation, Caleb Plant is the superior boxer. And if that punch is real, then I just give another one up.
Shit, Anthony Durrell could.
Yeah.
He'd be the best person.
Best person. Listen, man, that power has to be real, man. You actually can see the clip of when he hit Dennis Douglas, who was my guy, and he put him down. He put him down. So, like, that power may be real, which is not something people talked about. Up until this point before the Anthony Durrell fight.